Hello, Miguel. I am going to make some video now. Man, I've just had a bunch of things just kind of piss me off today. So I'm soldiering on. See how I go this evening. Hello, Kirsten. Look what I got. I'm going to make a video about this now. I got the Maiden Eyes 7-year-old vermouth because I couldn't resist. Now I'm going to do a taste test on it. So, get little tasting receptacles. And I think I'll make a reverse Manhattan with it. I also got a new cask strength whiskey and a rum. So we'll see what happens with that. Careful with the internet search. Don't go for reverse cowgirl. Right, keeping it simple. All right, I'm going to do a taste test now, and I'm going to set up a camera because I'm doing a video on it. Nice, Megalich got a new gin. What do you got now? Oh, okay. Both from Craft & Co. I just had a bit of a splurge. So Craft & Co. Solera aged whiskey, 56% ABV, and Craft & Co.'s Artillery rum. So they imported 8-year aged rum from the Caribbean and then finished it in what? Oloroso sherry casks. So 8 years in the Philippines and then some aging here in Melbourne in sherry casks. Oh, there was a gin and rum. Yeah, I'm just too overwhelmed to go to more of the shows. I think you're going to that Distillers one on April 1st. I don't know. I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed yesterday. And after what I did on Friday night, I would have just been fucked on Saturday. And in fact, I'm a little bit tired today as well when it comes down to it. But yesterday I was a write-off. Well, I mean, I was just tired. There's nothing beyond that. So, good put on my light. Try and give some actual flesh tones to my pallid skin. Alright. It's a bit more like it. I'll put that in there. Right. Stupid friends and stupid children. Okay, let's set some shit up. Hey Greg, how you doing? Just doing a bit of videoing. Let's zoop in a bit. Actually, I should do this bit in 4K. Then I can afford to zoom out. We're going to go about here. We're doing it down a little bit more. Stupid friends I have, stupid children. Okay, that's about right. I like my cat. I like this cat. Martini cat. You tried a Shiraz vodka. Interesting. Right, okay. I'm gonna make this video. The fuck is in here? Things I forgot. Okay. For now, you go there. And you go there. I've convinced myself tomorrow was a long weekend, but it's actually last week was a long weekend. I've gone crazy. That was my audio recorder. It's a video. Okay. G'day, cocktail lovers. I got something a little special and I want to share it with you. This is from a local winemaker. They do just absolutely killer vermouths, Maiden Eye. And this is a special thing they released. They call the Classic. It's a vermouth that's been aged 7 years in barrels. Nobody ever really heard of anyone doing that. This was a little pricey, being aged for 7 years, as in twice as pricey as their normal vermouths. But I thought, you know what? I'm special and I deserve it. And you're special, so I'm going to virtually share it with you. But even the packaging, I just wanted to show you the packaging. It came in this cardboard box that's got a magnetic seal, so it clicks in there, and then it reveals. And in fact, you can take the bottle out, and it just kind of opens up like that. Quite neat. I'm going to feel very bad about putting this fully recyclable box into recycling because it's so special. This is one of those things where I think, if I had a time machine, just taking this back 200 years, people would think it was magic. They would have no idea how this was produced. But it's pretty wild. But okay, I'm obsessing about the box, but this is the actual vermouth. And I do have some of Maiden Eye's standard sweet vermouth. And I'm going to do a side-by-side taste test. But it is cork-ed. I need to uncork it. It was at this point he got paranoid about dropping the bottle. So, because he's not a goddamn idiot, he listens to his premonition and puts the bottle on a table. All right. All right, all right, all right. Come on, you can do it. No, I was going to try and do it on camera, and I was paranoid about dropping the bottle, so fuck that noise. There you go. I got really paranoid about dropping the bottle while I was putting the corkscrew in, so I did most of the work over there on the table. Just wanted that satisfying pop for the video. Oh, wow, it smells really good. So they describe it. It's an aged. They describe it like this. Classic is a barrel-aged vermouth. Original. Okay. Maiden Eye do three main styles of vermouth: sweet, dry, and classic. Classic is like Blanco vermouth. It's in the middle. This is barrel-aged classic. So it's their 2015 vintage classic and matures slowly in a French oak barrel, and it develops unique aromas before bottling. So they're saying share it neat, or I'm actually going to make a cocktail with it because you know me. But now I'm going to do a neat test between this aged classic and their standard sweet vermouth. Realistically, I should have compared it to their classic, but I only so many bottles of vermouth I want open at any given time. You see, this is the sweet. It's darker than the classic. I'm going to taste the classic first, actually. It smells fantastic. It's just flowers and grapes. It's really nice. Oh, it's sweet and fruity and with a wine richness at the end. Now, compared to their standard sweet vermouth, surprisingly sweeter, also a simpler flavor. They're not wrong. The barrel aging has brought more flavors out and there's a more subtle blend of them. Both good. This is really nice. And I think I deserve a treat. I think to show it off, I'm going to make reverse Manhattan with it. So that's the talky bit. Now we want to do the cocktail makey bit. All right. Underzor. Where is... Ooh, I want to stop the audio recording too, god damn it. I've forgotten that before I left it running for 15 minutes. Got my stirring glass. I think we're going to do this in a nice coupe, or a Nick and Nora actually, to be precise. Put that here and that here. Right, we gotta move some shit, move some shit. Do. Oh, so it's Summerlee's Distillery Blackberry Gin. Oh. Moving lights around. All right, put that there. Okay. Oh, God, I think I need to actually clean my jigger. Don't want any dirty jiggers here. Oh, goodness me. Okay. I might move the camera around while I do this. I think you'd like it better if the juniper's less forward, blackberry was more pronounced. There you go. All right, I'm going to turn this around just so you can see me while I'm doing this. We don't need to be that high. Right, where's the jigger at? Putting the vermouth in the jigger. Honestly, okay, this is probably overpriced and quite a silly indulgence I did, but you know, fuck it, you only live once. I wonder if I can get the cork to go back in. Usually can't, but this doesn't seem to have expanded that much. I think it's going to work. I just see myself knocking this bottle over and spilling it. And I got the cork back in. Hurrah! Okay. Oh, and I didn't even have the camera on, showing off how clever I am. All right. We want a rye whiskey. Should be this one. Und cask strength white rye whiskey. Angostura bitters is there. All right. And get a cherry for a garnish. Okay. Hello. All right, I'm going to set this up. Lift the jigger around there, that was smart. Okay. Got just about everything. That's what I should have done. My subconscious was telling me to do a thing and I didn't. And now I've realized my subconscious was correct. Put some ice in my glass of sugar and then I'll use the ice to stir the drink. Okay. Alright. No. Raptor versus Boxer. Actually, possibly a higher angle, in fact, for this one. Yes. Mayhap. And in fact, I want to change that setting. Okay, and now I'm just trying and get that jive. Gotta get that jive. All right. Let me see. Get the stopper out of the right, and Angostura bit is ready as well. And I just realized I want my stirrer as well. And here it is. Right, ready to go. Like when you get a bit of physics action and the drinker pour into the glass sloshes up. And finally, the bitters. All right. And add some ice. Want to stir that. It's interesting. Let's put that there. Looks about right. What ist my strainer? Is it in here? Okay. I think Mrs. Andrews done something with it, which is nice. It means she's cleaned it for me. But then she's put it somewhere and I don't know where. Not there. I don't see it anywhere. At least it's mine. There it is in there like I thought it would be. Okay. Finished singing little songs to myself. Strain this into the glass. Oh, it is a nice colour. Very sort of burgundy. And we put our cherry in there. 'Cause we're classy motherfuckers. Alright, that's that. What I do that. And I turn this around. Oh, nice. You got a Lily Pilly Kakadu Plum Tonic. Better than the Ginger Alpha Fever Tree. Very nice. Always glad to hear of a local discovery. Let's get this happening. And I got to... How's that? That's about right. Oh, wait a second, I'm going to put it on 4K again. Yeah, we're here. Okay, get my drink. Put the drink down. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I got myself a really nice vermouth, so I thought I'd show it off by making a reverse Manhattan, which flips the traditional Manhattan around and puts the vermouth front and center. So to make the reverse Manhattan, first in our mixing glass, 2 ounces or 60 mils of vermouth, then 30 mils or 1 ounce of rye whiskey. And I used a cask strength rye just to beef it up a little. Final touch, just 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. And because I'm kind of classy, I decided to garnish it with a maraschino cherry. It's a fantastic color. This is our reverse, I was going to say martini. It's a fantastic burgundy color, and here we are with our reverse Manhattan. Give it a taste. I do love how those two go together. Normally, I do your standard Manhattan, 2 parts whiskey, 1 part vermouth, but for a change, this is a little bit lighter, and it's a real taste treat. You should try one, the reverse Manhattan. Cheers. And I was going to do a thing where I guess I'm not going to. Okay, that's it. I'm just done. I'm done. All right, I'm going to sit down first with my reverse Manhattan. And then I'm going to taste the other things I have. All right. Okay, mildly annoyed about everything. Honestly, it started when I realized I'd convinced myself that tomorrow was a public holiday when it was actually last Monday, which is an absurd thing to convince myself of. But I had convinced myself of that. I think I'm still a teeny bit sleep deficient. And then I got some oranges today, which the packaging made look nice, but you take them out of the packaging and they're actually kind of shit, and I'm annoyed at that. That was for another project. And I ran out of time, and I'm trying to help my offspring with their move because they're moving out, and there's stressful elements in that. It's just, I'm not hyper pissed off, but I am just kind of mildly annoyed about everything. I could call in sick tomorrow. Honestly, the thought crossed my mind. Unless I feel like shit in the morning, I'm not going to call in sick. But if I feel shit in the morning, I'll probably call in sick. I'm going to switch this banner off because I'm not making the video anymore, and I don't feel like making any more videos tonight. Oh yeah, no, and my work would be completely supportive of that. So yeah, and by shit, okay. If I felt sick, ill, there's no question I'd call in sick. But if I just kind of feel like, oh god, what, fuck it, I might not go in tomorrow. Yeah, I think I might be causing someone's online game to lag, and they're annoyed. Or I might actually just have to go help with something. I probably should have put that warning in. There's a non-zero chance I'll have to either disappear for a while or cut the stream short altogether to deal with something. Right, so I might have to disappear for a bit, and which is right. I'll just put a video on. In fact, just in anticipation, I'm going to find a fun video to put on. Alrighty. Und so, my videos. Let's look at my videos. Oh no, what I want is my channel, not my videos. Okay. I think one of the either a so I might just finish early tonight. Okay, but still watching, finding a video to watch. Jooby jooby joo, joo joo joo. Asking the big questions. One of my old videos: does Japan have ass-eating cafes? Because there's a story which I think turned out to not be true. That there were some places where you could go in Japan, and there were these holes in the wall, and a lady would stick her butt through the hole for a patron to do some ass eating. I think it was shown that that was not true. Okay, so I'm probably not going to go out now. That's okay. And hey, Safa, how are you doing, by the way? People in Melbourne going to a soccer match on Tuesday night. No idea. I have zero visibility of sports-related things. Man, that's fucking nice. You know what? I should make a reverse Manhattan with a different vermouth and see which I like better. But not tonight. Jesus Christ. Indulged a little on Friday night, as anyone who watched the stream or was unfortunate enough to be there with me will have noticed. But I got home and I didn't fall asleep on the tram and miss my stop and get a different tram to come back to my stop. That was you. That wasn't me. And you know what happened? I woke up in the morning and my first thought when I woke up was, oh God, fuck, I hope I didn't leave anything on the tram. Because I had stuff with me that I really did not want to leave on the tram. Turns out I didn't leave anything on the tram. So good on me. Safi, you saw the date night pictures. Yes. That was a new place up in Brighton. Also, it's right next to public transport. We keep going, finding good places that are right next to public transport. George Abigail, that was a messy stream. Sure was by the end. I rewatched the end of it because it's always fun to rewatch the end of streams like that. And just like, oof. Kirsten's back again. But yes, now we've got another. I was super Tim Smithed. Well, see, that's the funny. I do remember that, getting the laptop bag snagged on everything. Oofed. We went till about 1 a.m. Then went home and actually managed to get the right tram. It was all hunky-dory. And then got home, woke up at about 9 a.m. So it's just not super late. Did a few things. I was tired, had an afternoon nap, went out on Saturday night, had a great night. Mr. and Mrs. P. Really nice food, nice drinks, really enthusiastic bartender. Well, Dan Andrews promised us they would. I went straight home, Kirsten. I honestly don't even have a particularly clear memory of the city bit where Dr. Abigail and Salumi, making sure I get on a tram properly. I mean, I know what happened. Details are a bit vague for me. But yes, there was definitely no stopping anywhere in the city. Safia, this place is 5 stars. The cocktails were all, and they have a reasonably inventive cocktail menu, and they do the classics. Cocktails were like 8 or 9 out of 10. They were very nice. Yeah, and I tested them with a couple of classics as well. I got a Sazerac and a Martini. The only problem with the Sazerac is it should have been colder. It was very nice, but it should have been colder. The Martini was friggin' great. I imagine your memories are more vivid, Dr. Abigail. Possibly. Oh, that was a night of bloody thirst. Okay. Is all I'm going to say. The city is super friggin' crowded at night. Friday and Saturday night, a lot of people go into the city. Like, okay, as I said, we found this place is near public transport. Mrs. Angry and I were on a train going out, because it's further out than where we live, going out to Brighton. At the station, the train going into the city, fucking packed, like peak hour packed, just full of people. The train we went on that was going out was like 6 people in the carriage. But yeah, people were just going into the city. So I got to get a fucking, which just makes me think crowds of people. I got to get a COVID vaccine this week. I got to book in for it. And then a flu vaccine after that. Friggin' no one wearing masks. Well, you know, like it's down to like 1 in 20 people. And the people going in the city, I don't know if anyone was. Like I was out today with young Mazangri at an outlet mall looking stuff because they're moving into a place. Fucking no one. We were wearing masks. I did not see anyone else wearing masks. And there's a real surge in cases at the moment. So I'm not going to kiss and tell, but here's a tiny bit of kiss and tell. Nice. Hey Lee, how's it going? Yeah, I might make something with these. Got to finish. That is actually really fucking nice reverse Manhattan. Maybe that vermouth was worth it. I was gonna do a little bit at the end of the video saying, was it worth paying twice as much for this vermouth? Honestly, I think maybe not. But what the hell? But I thought I don't want to say anything kind of shitting on Maiden Eye. I really like Maiden Eye. Ugh, I swear to Christ, Safa, anyone gives me a hard time for wearing a mask, I will fucking go feral on them. And you're absolutely right. Some people are complete dickholes about it. And Lee has a new business mentor. Congratulations. I hope it works very well for the two of you. Sorry, I've been playing all different music. I was playing some KLF because about, I don't know, a couple of years ago, the people behind the KLF uploaded high def videos of all their 90s tracks because the old videos that were on YouTube were of not great quality. So they updated high def stereo of all those 90s tracks, and I fucking love it. Okay, I think I have audio now. Fucking what was that? I think, well, okay, I'm going to say it again. I think this laptop might be fucked. I think the USB port might be fucked. Because I was blaming the mouse for not working. I actually think the mouse might be fucked. Am I still muted? No. Okay, cool. Dr. Abigail can't hear me. Okay, well, that sounds like a you problem because you're saying other people can hear me. Settings. If I go on audio, it's saying my audio is working and it's saying it's coming from the right thing. Can anyone else chime in? Is my audio working now or not? Oh, you're fucking with me. Okay. That's actually really quite easy to do. I'm not very bright. Fair enough. A little bit of variety in the evening. Okay. I'm just going to rinse the... Okay, I'm a fucking idiot. Just going to rinse these out and then do some tasting of my spirits. Might do a hybrid old-fashioned with them. Okay, I'm going to turn these fucking lights out too. Oof. Oh. Oh, and my legs are extra walking since Friday, hanging out with Salumi. Thank you for looking out for me, Mega Leech, but I actually wasn't annoyed by that. It was kind of funny that Dr. Abigail caught me out so easily. I lack the concentration to immediately get that I'm being trolled. It's just not there. So yeah, I was just blithely going, oh, okay, whatever. But yes, I did a lot of walking around the city on Friday with Salumi. And I'm not gonna kiss and tell. They're a very good hugger though, because we hadn't seen each other in like 5 years. So, and then I did a bunch of walking today with Young Miss Angry in the outlet mall. So my old legs are quite tired and sore at the moment. Even more so than usual. Like I'm already just, at the age where I usually can't get off a lounge without making a noise, like getting up going, ah! Today particularly. So all right, Craft & Co.'s Solera aged cask strength whiskey. Almost 50% stronger alcohol by volume than normal. Adopting the craftsmanship employed through the process of Solera, subtle range of dark and light malted grains are double pot distilled, then matured in selected small charred Oloroso sherry casks and a range of specialty sherry and something vats. Really little letters. Small batch selection provides a whiskey that's complex in aromatics of pecan, ripe banana, heavily roasted coffee, rich in clean golden amber to the eye. The palate similarly delivers hints of stewed quince, burnt orange, dried mandarin, all balanced by long supple finish, toffee, and toasted mocha. I bet I'm not going to get any of that, honestly. Also, awesome bottle. I love the curve of it there. And also, it would, when the bottle's empty, it would be very good in hand-to-hand combat. I think you really fuck someone up if you hit them with this. So, Kirsten, you sound like you've got projects happening. Kirsten booking flights and you're dress shopping. That sounds good. Little pop. Whoa. Okay. Trying some cask strength whiskey. It's a very light color, very light amber sort of color. Yeah. Okay, now they've put the thoughts into my head, but I'm kind of getting banana and caramel. Very pleasant. Like you see, this cask strength thing, and you see I'm sticking my nose right in there. It's not burning the nostril hairs off, which is pretty good. God, there's also almost a tobacco, and I hate tobacco, so I don't mean that in a negative way. But I suppose it's the oak. It's like an earthy, woody. No, it's probably like the oak, but it made me think of tobacco, like sort of clean tobacco, not gross smelling one. Oh, neat! Your little cousin's getting married. Where are you traveling to for the wedding? Sounds like fun. So it looks very alcoholic, but it tastes very alcoholic. Mm. Oh, it's like chocolate. Ooh, that's like, ooh, that's like really high quality dark chocolate with this massive alcohol burn. My word. And it's just lingering in my mouth. Yeah. There's a slight smoky bit in it. I can still taste it. It's like, yeah, it's like really good quality dark bitter chocolate. Yum. Oh, flying up to Queensland. I hope that goes well. Oh, yum. That's actually really quite nice. Okay, I am going to put a little bit of ice in it, which purists hate, but I'm not a purist. 3 a.m. Get this out of the way. Oh. Okay. Leo's gonna rock you. See what this does. How about you close the goddamn freezer, dude? Okay. Ooh. Okay. They are not fucking about with those fruit flavors. That is absolutely like banana. Maybe a little bit of pineapple. That is wild. Like the little bit of water from the ice has opened up. It's incredible how much that smells like banana. It's a fucking whiskey. Mm. Oh. It's a bit brighter with that dilution. Mm. Man, the taste just really sits on your tongue, though. Like in a really nice way. It just hangs around. Like some spirits, you drink them and they're like gone. This has penetration power. This is going to be really good in cocktails. Just to put a bit of this in to punch it up. Oh goddamn! I am definitely going to be exploring that in cocktails. Probably as a split with something else because it's got flavors that just punch. It's great. Okay, not regretting that. Again, being cask strength, it's going to last for ages because I'm just going to use little bits of it. It's water. Do a bit more water to cleanse my palate. And then try the rum tiddly tum. Oh, like honestly, also, I enjoyed that reverse Manhattan so much. A reverse Manhattan with this would probably be really good. What did I have for dinner? I had one of my YouFoods things. Why have I got a Google Maps notification? Oh, fuck off. Wanting me to review things. Your 2 reviews from earning a new badge. Fuck off. I don't care. Trying to get me to do your content for you. Go fuck yourself. All right. Now, the rum is sealed in this wax stuff, which I find quite confounding. See if I can get it off without injuring myself. I'm trying to find a tag or something where it'll come off. Here, maybe? Come on, you bastard. God damn it. God, I find this stuff annoying. I know it kind of looks cool. People are doing look, we've sealed our bottles. Like, yeah. But I'm having trouble opening your bottle now, and it's pissing me off. Also, now feeling these scissors are the wrong implement. And it's going to end in tears. There'll be tears before bedtime. Who's that? On Twitch. Loto. Oh, hello. What did I have for dinner? Oh, the flavor was, they call it, what was it? The creamy chicken Kiev with some vegetables. It's like sweet potato chips they put on a lot of their stuff, which are actually quite nice. Okay, I got the wax off. This is They call it wax, but to me, it's this weird hybrid between wax and plastic. Yeah, I got it all off. Okay. First taste of artillery rum. This is 45% alcohol, so it's nowhere near what that whiskey was. But let's have a taste. Let's have a taste. Let's see what it's like. Well, like a urine sample from someone who needs to hydrate more. Okay, well, that's aroma-wise way more subtle than the whiskey, which you'd expect, really. Hardly anything. It's like slightly floral honey. So there's not much aroma there at all. So maybe strawberries? Just very light sort of floral sweetness. It's really sweet, which many rums are. Ooh, and it's also got some real staying power on the flavor. Some very sort of deep fruity flavors come through. That's actually quite good. It's going to be, again, that's going to be a good mixing rum. It's it's sweet, and there's a little bit of depth and complexity in there. Put this little bit of ice in there. See if that opens anything up. A little bit of dilution. Okay, that's aroma-wise feels like it's coming a bit more. It's like that standard rum overripe banana smell. I was a bit surprised when the whiskey reminded me of bananas because I don't get that often. Rum, it's way more common. Yeah, very much overripe pineapple, overripe banana. Like, not in a bad way, but maybe you know what I mean? God, that's actually really nice. Just that tiny bit of dilution heightens the sweetness. There's almost like an orange flavor in there. This is probably the sherry cask they finished it in. It's really, it smells like overripe fruit, but it tastes more like quite bright sweet fruit. It's actually really good. Another night, I'm not going to drink a fuck ton tonight. Because I drank a fuck ton on Friday night, and I had a few cocktails last night. So I'm going to, moderate myself a little. But I might make an old-fashioned. Or, yeah, I'm going to momentarily look for a little inspiration. So, and let me see. Let me go whiskey. What do they have? Do they have cask strength? Single malts, whiskey. I'm looking for something with cask strength. They don't really specify. So blended, maple flavored, peach flavored, smoked, spiced, blended, corn, single malt. bourbon, Irish peanut butter rye, single malt Irish, I'm surprised they don't have something that specifically calls for cask strength. I'm going to go single malt Irish and see if anything comes up. No. Well, fuck it. I'm just going to make an old fashioned. That was just for inspiration. I don't need inspiration. I'm just going to make an old fashioned. Okay. So it's pretty easy to do. I'm going to throw this wax out. All right. Get my mixing glass. Cover that up. Okay. Carrying some things around here. Get rid of these scissors. Narrate everything I do in song. Why not? Drain that water out. Oh, it's quite a lot of water. Just lightly Manhattan flavored water. Right, so put you. Ooh, dang. Up there. You out of the way there. Get myself a proper glass. Huh. Did that. No. Gotta appreciate Mrs. Angry helping me doing some dishes and putting some of my stuff away. Big chunk of ice. Last big chunk of ice, and top that up. So I want to think of it. I was going to do it in here. I just fucking do it in the glass. What am I thinking? Making my life too difficult is what I'm thinking. All right, just gonna put a bit more water on. Okay. Want my jigger, which I left over here. Okay. Okie dokie. Getting everything together now. How do I do this? I think I'll just do it 50-50. Thinking of maybe doing less of the cask strength. But I'm nothing if not daring. Ooh, and I want sugar syrup. I'm going to make a new batch of this tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but time got away from me, which is another reason I'm mildly annoyed. Time just kind of got away from me today and do all the things I wanted to do. Not a big deal, but mildly annoying, as I say. That's why I'm just mildly annoyed. Right. My very molassesy sugar syrup. Going to experiment with a modified version of this tomorrow. Okay, let's go on a rock. Okay. So we'll do an ounce of this. Glug, glug, glug. And an ounce of this. This is very much a Craft & Co. old-fashioned. Splitting the base to see what that's like. And some Angostura bitters. It's a big old dash. Dun, 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 dun. Stir the drink. Hope that doesn't bother anyone. I find that a nice thing. Oh, yeah. Dr. Abigail, that is actually excellent. Pathfinder game was epic. Dinner and everything. And hello, Liam. I'm fine. Hope you're fine. And hello, Justin. Popping in at the same time. As I mix myself an old-fashioned made with my new spirits. Very dark because of the sugar syrup I used. Made with dark brown sugar. Infused with apple and cooking spices. 'Cause I'm a sophisticated motherfucker. Fucking hell yeah. Oh yeah. That is good. Yum. Okay. I'm going to have fun mixing with those. I'm definitely at the stage of, hey, stop buying bottles of booze. You have too many. Stop telling yourself there's no such thing as too many. I have a lot. Oh man, I was just thinking because I was going to make a liqueur and I was going to use some of my whiskey. I might turn some of these cocktails I have in excess. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. Turn these cocktails into a liqueur. Yes, that's what I'm going to do actually. Use some of my Manhattan variants and some of my old-fashioned. Yes. Oh God, I've come up with a genius idea. I'm a goddamn genius. Thank you, Kirsten. I'm always glad to have you on board. No such thing as too many. Well, see, here's the dangerous thing because okay, I got a limitation with my drink carts there. In the next 2 to 4 weeks, Offspring moving out. Their rooms are going to be empty. I'm going to set up a studio in one of the rooms. Gives me the potential to set up a bar in one of the rooms. Get a bit more interesting with shelving. There might not be such a thing as too many bottles for me then. Why? I might have lots of stable shelving. We'll see. The next month or so could be interesting. Justin. Oh, good Lord. Why do I've been in that sort of situation as well where people take forever to press. It's just like, it almost feels like you don't want to work there because that speaks to really fucked processes. But just me converting from contract to permanent, that took a year to get that resolved. Like the boss wanted me to go permanent, like raised it, and I said, yeah, I'll do it. And she was very keen. It got approved in principle almost straight away, but the actual process to get it finalized and formalized took a fucking year because they were essentially this is a public service job, creating a new public service role, which is a little, difficult to justify. You've got to, in the budget, justify. But cybersecurity, I don't think you have to work too hard to convince people they should have someone in cybersecurity. But yeah, it took a year for the process of, hey, maybe we should make him permanent to making me permanent. So I ended up contracting for 2.5 years. And I've been permanent since July last year. Your tax dollars at work on me. So whenever you feel, I'm paying tax, it's going to me. So feel better, okay? Because I'm worth it. And that's my little sermon tonight on why taxation is good, because it pays me. Oh man, that's fucking class. That is really good. Yum. Actually, those two both have such sweet notes. I possibly could have put even less of the sugar syrup in It's not too sweet. And I didn't put that much sugar syrup in. I probably only put about like 7.5 mils. But it probably could have been a little bit less. Man, okay. Pretty happy with these two. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with well, actually, I know why I'm so obsessed with old fashions, because they taste good. Something so simple tastes so good. And oh god, sorry, I was mentioning this YouTube channel, the Whiskey Tribe, and they're a lot of fun, and they love their stuff and whatnot. They're not cocktail guys at all, though. It's so easy for them to get put off by cocktails. And whereas I'm not a straight whiskey drinker, I obviously, whiskey's a big part of everything I've got here, but I don't drink whiskey straight for pleasure. I never have this urge I should just sit down and drink some whiskey. Never have that urge. Always want it in a cocktail. The only time I drink whiskey straight is when I'm doing taste comparisons. What would I drink straight? Port. I don't mind. And I don't do that very often, but I don't mind sitting back and having a sip of port. Even the liqueurs, I have a bunch of liqueurs there. They're not particularly high alcohol, but I never go, I just want to sit back and sip a liqueur, even though there's some really good ones there. And particularly on ice, it'd be good. And yes, good pickup, Megaleech, because I do get Australian, so it's Tawny, because the EU a few years ago, I forget how long ago, they asserted port could only come from actually Portugal, I think, maybe some parts of Spain. So the Australian port makers, who'd been making port for decades, changed the name to Tawny, and they did the same thing with sherry. I think sherry has to come from Spain. I'm not 100% sure. So the Australian sherry makers changed the name to Apera. The current battleground is with Prosecco, where the Italians have pulled some bullshit, quite frankly, because Prosecco is just a grape varietal. They've renamed an area and saying, this is the province of Prosecco or something. And so the EU's now pushing for that same name exclusivity, that you can only call your sparkling wine Prosecco if it comes from that region. Australia has not yet agreed to that, as far as I know. I mean, I don't give a shit about Prosecco. I don't drink it at all. I think there's a fine line between... thank you, Kirsten. I'm not surprised you know. Yeah, I thought sherry was Spain. And if I'm right, port is actually Portugal and maybe parts of Spain. But yeah, now they're pulling this shit with Prosecco, and it's a bit fucking tenuous, if you ask me, because Prosecco was always just a grape varietal, and most of the Australian Prosecco makers have been cultivating the Prosecco grapes for decades, if not generations. And for someone to go, oh yeah, we're actually just changing the rules now, and we're saying this region in Italy is called Prosecco, and Prosecco has to come from there, and kind of sounds a bit like bullshit to me. Thank you, Kirsten. Port is only Portugal. Which, I don't know, almost sounds like a joke to me, that the reason it's called port is it comes from Portugal. But anyway, I have a little bottle of a really nice Tawny in the fridge. I've also got another one that's aging in a barrel. It tastes really good. And the barrel tap leaks really slowly. I don't know, you probably can't tell. The Tawny comes out of that really thick, like molasses. Not quite like molasses, actually. I'm exaggerating, but it must be evaporated a bit because it's quite thick. That's delicious. That is so sweet. My God, that'd be really good on ice cream. I'm going to make a syrup with that, definitely. Oh, so sherry's actually limited. The Three Towns. Good question, Liam. What did Mark Hamill do before Star Wars? I think Mark Hamill did some TV before Star Wars. I don't know that he did movies before Star Wars. He did a few movies after Star Wars that aren't widely known. Corvette Summer and the Big Red One spring to mind. He's just done heaps of voice work in cartoons and games since the 90s. Like he's a really good voice actor. He's done so much voice work since the 90s in games and cartoons. He's in an upcoming film. I've talked about this guy on the stream before, American comedian Bert Kreischer. His most famous routine where he talks about these Russians who called him the Machine. He was on a train trip through Russia with college friends. It was like his class was doing things in Russia. And he somehow got involved with these Russian gangsters, like Russian mafia who were on the train. And he was able to match them drink for drink with vodka. And so they adopted him and they're like, you're my brother, you're the Machine. And we're going to rob this train now. So, yeah, but Kreischer robbed the train, including his classmates, with the Russian mafia. And there's a movie coming out inspired by it. The movie's called The Machine. Mark Hamill plays Bert Kreischer's dad. Bert Kreischer plays Bert Kreischer. And it's like the fallout from this story. It actually looks really funny. I'm quite looking forward to it. And Kirsten, yes, husband bought you a Boulevardier. Very good husband. Oh, that's what this would be good in. God damn. Except for me, Boulevardier, I'm not going to use Campari because it's too much. But I have my bitter red aperitivo alternatives. I have a French one and an Australian one. I actually fucking should use up the French one. I think I've had it forever. God, I don't even know if it's still good. I think I've had it for years. Man, I should use that up. What is it? It's Dolin. Is that I'm being a wanker? Dolin. It looks like Dolin. It's French. So I think they probably say Dolin. Bitter de chambre. Justin, yeah, apparently there is a huge surge in COVID kind of everywhere. And here's the thing, cases, it's changed from because people aren't testing whatnot. The number you need to pay attention to is hospitalizations. That's where the risk is. If hospitals get overwhelmed, which we're always, that's the sort of Damocles always. We are a long way from being out of the woods on that. Hospitals getting overwhelmed is a real fucking risk. Well, see, Liam, apparently the story goes between Star Wars A New Hope and, in fact, before Return of Empire Strikes Back, he was in a car accident and his face got scarred. And that's why they wrote in the scene where the Wampa hits him in the face, because that was to explain scars on his face. I think they were overreacting because I don't think the scars were that noticeable. But that scene with the Wampa hitting him in the face was written in to accommodate the fact his face was scarred since Star Wars. So, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the fucking TERFs today where literal Nazis lined up and did the Hitler salute. And only some of the TERFs seemed upset by it. All of them should have been. And the cops were protecting them. It was wild. Have I mentioned I hate TERFs? Because I fucking do. So, Safa, that must be your Russian blood out drinking the Aussies. It's like the hardest drinking people appear to be the Russians, the Irish, then maybe the Australians. Yeah, on Saturday, that was That was fucking wild. Literally a line of Nazis all dressed in black on the steps of Parliament giving the Hitler salute in uniform. God damn. And a line of cops stopping them from any of the anti-fascist protesters conflict. And admittedly, would have been a huge fucking punch on if that happened. Because there was only a small number of these Nazis, there were more than enough anti-fascists to fuck them up. It would have gotten fucked up. I mean, everyone's going. I think the cops organized this very poorly. Those Nazis should have just been. They shouldn't have been protected by the cops. They should have been told to fuck off. It's like what? But the cops are fucking Nazis. So what are you going to do? But when people say, "Oh, why do the cops protect them?" Like, it would have been a melee. It would have been violent as fuck if the anti-fascist protesters had conflicted directly with the Nazis. Yeah, I think it was actually less than 30. But yeah, if the cops hadn't have separated everyone, they would have got the shit kicked out of them. It would have been violent as fuck. Oh yeah, see, Liam, that's the exact thing. When Luke got thrown off the Tauntaun, that whole scene was written to explain scars on his face. I know, right? And you get this weird thing with the Nazis going around revering Australian war memorials and they're saying they're revering it while doing Hitler salutes and going, you know who these guys fought against, right? Right? It's just they are scumbags and stupid as fuck. But yes, the cops did protect the Nazis for a reason, because it would have been a massive fucking punch on if they didn't. But what the cops should have done is just stop the Nazis and go, you dickheads have to go home. What the hell is this? But, the cops and the Nazis is the same thing as, like, why don't you see Batman and Bruce Wayne in the same room at the same time? Why didn't the cops just aggressively get rid of the Nazis? I feel like that's going to get reported around the world. Wow, check it out. Nazis on the steps of the Parliament building in Melbourne. Class A. That's some good shit right there. God damn. And yes, Safas, Trump might get arrested this week. Who the hell knows? And there's the whole thing, you can indict someone without arresting them. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I feel like we are definitely witnessing the fall of empire in the US. It doesn't seem good to me. That's my unsophisticated outsider take on the whole thing. It doesn't look good. It looks kind of fucked up. So that's my real hot take. The American empire is collapsing. Safa, can you arrest a presidential nominee? You sure as fuck can. There is a kind of precept in US legal doctrine. It's not in law, but it's just a thing where they go, you can't prosecute a sitting president. But there's certainly no legal reason to not prosecute someone who's a nominee, particularly when they're a goddamn criminal. Like, I think there's a couple different things that he's facing potential legal trouble on. And some of them are just the simple things of, corruption and business fraud that he's clearly guilty of. And then there's it's a bit more tenuous, the idea of any prosecution of Trump coming because of the January 6th insurrection. But the fact that he and his companies have been involved in such obvious criminal fraud, the whole thing. Justin, best drink to celebrate Trump getting arrested? Good question. I feel like I should put some thought into that. I heard people keep saying stuff about Joe Exotic. Yes. So that's it. Joe Exotic announced a presidential nomination. I saw someone doing a joke like, you know, I'm reporting back from the year 2026 when Joe Exotic's president, but he neglected to pardon Donald Trump. So, oh man, that's actually really good. Okay, these, definitely not regretting these. These are great fucking mixes. Gonna have to, give them a go in a couple of drinks over the coming weeks. Definitely not doing any more tonight. Being responsible. Not even half Tim Smith. I can feel it. I mean, I've had little drinkies, but I wouldn't drive a car because I'm not a cunt. Unlike Tim Smith. Would I blow over 0.05? I'm actually okay. I'll try and work that out. Would I blow over 0.05? In an hour and a half, I've had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I would. Actually, I reckon I'd blow over 0.05. Not far over it, but I would blow over 0.05 is my guess. But still less than half Tim Smith. So being responsible tonight. On my scale of responsible, anyway. Man, I had my week and a half of not drinking alcohol, which I didn't mind. It was fine. I don't know, Mega Leech. I feel like all the cops in Australia have some sort of what AZ used to call possess a rude head law. And he was actually kind of in favor of it, but he knew cops abused it as well. It's basically cops having discretion to say, and it's the move on laws. It's cops saying, I don't like the look of you. Well, okay. I'd need to look that up a bit more. Megalich, you've obviously looked that up. Repealed the move on laws. I bet they've still got powers. Summary offences is what they called it in New South Wales. It's literally just cops saying, you know what? I don't like the look of you. Fuck off or I'll arrest you. And if cops weren't such bastards, you could see the value of that law. But certainly, God, you see, like, you give them power in like COVID. And again, on the record, completely on board with, the lockdowns, the restrictions. Curfews were weird. Man, remember when we had curfews? I'm going to do a special stream when we get to the anniversary of our curfew because that was fucking wild. But I am in favor of all those measures, but holy fuck, the cops abused their power. Why didn't the cops move on, the artsies? I think they were very poorly prepared. The cops dislike the anti-fascists more than the fascists. Okay, yeah, besides the fact that they're actual... I love you using Yahtzees. I love it. So it doesn't get blocked. I think the main thing was the cops were very poorly prepared and they hadn't conceived of the visuals of them protecting Nazis doing their Hitler salute on the parliament steps. I think they were just very poorly prepared because there's going to be a lot of blowback from this, I think. So, but I think the main thing was just they were very poorly prepared and hadn't considered these dudes just lining up and throwing Hitler salutes. What they should have done is just stop them and just said, you know what? No, go fuck off. Go home. You fucking lunatics. Go off. But yeah. Oh, Kirsten, you're watching Underbelly. They made references to 0.08. That was a long time ago. They changed it to 0.05 a long time ago. Because that's a noticeable difference. 0.05 is 3 drinks in an hour, 3 standard drinks in an hour, and 1 drink per hour will keep you there. I think to get to 0.08, you have to have 2 more drinks. That's a bit. So that's like 3 standard drinks 2 hours in a row, which is genuinely everyone in a pub. There are very few pubs in the world where people who've been there 2 hours aren't past 0.08. Very few. Yeah. I know they're all freaking out in retrospect and saying banning the Nazi salute. That gets into a very gray area of when is someone actually doing it and when are they doing something else. So, Jesus, it's as I've seen a lot of activists going, laws and cops aren't going to stop them. Anti-fascist resistance is going to stop them. And the cops don't like anti-fascists because cops. God damn, that's good. I would do that again with less sugar syrup. I'm repeating myself. Repeat stuff, repeat stuff, repeat stuff. Gonna eat my cherry. Speaking of repeating stuff, I'm just going to repeat how much I fucking love those maraschino cherries. So fucking good. Oh my God, just the intensity of the flavor in that. I don't know how long they sit in the syrup, but my God, that flavor is just amazing. Okay, and in case you can't tell, I'm doing something here. I'm a real fidgeter. I'm currently pressing my cocktail skewer into this big block of ice. So the pressure is sort of melting its way into the ice. The skewer is going deeper into the ice. And now I've got a lollipop. Now it's stuck in there. I have a lollipop. Yeah, time to punch Yahtzees. Oh my God, the comedian Arma Rahman has a really funny routine about that. About people who get upset when you say you should punch Nazis. And he's just going, what the fuck is with people being worried about this? They go, oh, what's going to happen next? And he goes, I don't know, punch another Nazi? Why are you the Nazi occupational health and safety supervisor at the moment? That's really weird. Of all the things in the world to get upset about, being upset that some people think I probably should punch Nazis is a very weird thing to get upset about. It's very weird. All right. So I have to do a couple of things before going to bed. So this is a little bit earlier than I would normally finish the stream, as in half an hour earlier. But I think I'm going to finish the stream so I can organize a couple of things before I go to bed. And then I'll feel a bit more at peace. And then maybe I'll get some decent sleep and I'll feel fine in the morning. Yay! That's my plan. I'm going to do some stuff. So I hope you find people. Yes, I am being a wuss. I'm definitely being a wuss, Dr. Abigail. Things are piling up on me. I'm just wussing out. I'm wussing out. Going to go to bed. Well, no, I'm not going to go to bed. I have to actually do a bunch of things before I go to bed. And then I'm hoping I sleep well and go to bread, as Bart Simpson says, and do a couple things, go to bed, wake up, feel fine. Kirsten's gonna post something in the Discord, which I like. Memes. What's in the Discord? What else have we got in the Discord before I go away? Ooh, what is that? I'm just going to show this picture that Megalith shared because that's a fun bottle. I like fun bottles. The blackberry gin, I should say. And that little dude's face peering over the top. I really quite like that. Neat. You asked Bing AI chat how to resist Yahtzee. I assume you didn't use the euphemism. It redacted its response. Physical resistance like the Warsaw result. Nice. It was halfway through saying, yeah, fight the fash. Then we went, oh, wait. I shouldn't be promoting violence. It will look bad. That's pretty funny, though. Anyway, okay. That little distraction, I am going to go and finish the stream now. So I hope you find people look after yourself. I'll probably be back onto something tweaked on. Oh, nice. Okay, I will check that thing out that you posted, Kirsten. I'm going to end the stream now. I'll probably be back on Tuesday night. See you.